The sun broke through the high windows in that old potato chip factory. I guess it was morning. Between operating on Zulu time, gunfire, and RPGs popping off at any time, who knew? And to a certain extent, who cared? Operation Vigilant Resolve was in full swing, and the Marines of Alpha Company 1-5, 1st Platoon, were hunkered down in that old potato chip factory. It was located on the corner of MSR, main supply route, Violet, and a side street. Street names like MSR Violet, Chicago, etc. It made everything sound like a nice, homey neighborhood, like Main Street or Walnut Avenue. The walls were white with fragmented bathroom tile that went up about 2 floors. The dirty floor had junk all over it, loose papers, and potato chip bags. That and the long broken assembly line machine led us to believe that it was a potato chip factory. What was left of it anyway. I was sitting on the cold ground level floor getting ready to open my beef stew MRE. Sometimes the beef stew would come with a bag of M&Ms. Peanut! My favorite! But I wouldn't dare to even dream. There I sat with my back against the outer wall, opening up my MRE like Charlie waiting to unwrap his golden ticket to the chocolate factory. I reached inside the MRE sleeve to grab, behold, a bag of M&Ms. Joy! I felt like a child on Christmas morning unwrapping an iPod. I began to pour a few M&Ms into my left hand with an ear-to-ear grin, with a smile so wide. Boom! An incoming rocket hit the wall that I was leaning up against. Just like that, there were wall fragments on my face, M&Ms on the floor, chaos again. My coveted M&Ms were gone, along with my smile. I sat there, blowing the paint chips out of my face in disgust, for I did not get to eat not one of those M&Ms. Son of a bitch. When I told this story to an old friend from high school, he looked at me in shock and said, "Holy shit, Dave, you could have been killed." Up until the moment my school friend said that, it never occurred to me that I could have been killed. Even 6 years later, I only thought about how pissed off I was for not getting to eat those M&Ms. Back then, not only did we walk through hellfire and brimstone, we bedded down in it. These days, I'm too nervous to board a commercial airliner. Was I brave? I don't know. Perhaps I was just too stupid to be scared. I was trying to give insight of what everyday life was like, a different view that the average reader, the average person wouldn't think about. And this was at a time when gunfire, rockets, and foot patrols were as normal as breathing. And one of the Marines said, it's amazing how we're living like this is normal. He said, if I was a normal person, I would be hiding behind that stack of boards right now in that corner, fetal, and we're just, we're walking around and living like this is, routine. There are some things that I don't even think about or totally forget until a narrative exercise comes, and it makes me think about a specific point. Then I start writing, and I think to myself, well, yeah, that really did happen. Wow, that's something. And, it helps me look back, marvel a little bit, and remember. And depending on what's stimulated or writing about, you might actually wind up recalling a more positive or happier event. You also have the veteran has the option of reflecting around camaraderie and the better points, even even in the recall in the midst of the madness. Being around other veterans, you feel really free to write anything, fiction, nonfiction. It really does feel like an open forum. For me also too, it sort of transcends time, because there are Vietnam veterans in the workshop, veterans that served even further back than that. And to share the same space with those guys, it's an honor, and it's also interesting to hear their stories. As opposed to someone I'm a veteran who's joined of his own volition, as opposed to a Vietnam veteran who was drafted. A whole nother set. So to be able to listen to their stories and interact with them and get feedback from them, that's really, yeah, that's something special.